What's important here is the time that it could save you. We are saving time and data entry. So much of the buyer's journey is already completed before they even get to your agency, which is so crucial to having a perfect or a wonderful or a great, whatever you want to call it, quote process. And a quote process is now the beginning of what is now deemed as the customer experience. If you want to use those buzzwords I love so much, but the customer experience is such a big part, or the journey, as some people may call it, is such a big part now of how buyers do business, how prospects want to do business with your agency. Let's just face it, they've been spoiled by the Amazons of the world and by effective online shopping. They know, and they have these expectations that are up here of how the process should go. And so now, whether they come to you by phone or they come to you via your website portal, something to that effect, or even social media, our number one thing now is to get that process down, have that customer journey just almost damn near perfect. So what I want to talk to you about is the beginning of that. The beginning of that process in the insurance world is acquisition, customer acquisition, quoting, that whole process. And before we get into the exact process, what I wanted to do was spend time with you discussing just some setup to that and what that looks like. So what I want to do is I want to get into, we'll start with technology. I mean, let's just get on the table. You know how we feel about it. Let's talk about raters for a minute. For years, there's been this debate over whether it's right or wrong, whether it's good or bad, commercial versus personal lines raters, which commercial lines raters is a little bit newer. And the biggest thing that we hear all the time is, I don't want to use raters because they're inaccurate. Okay, we get that. The accuracy of the rater is not what's important here. What's important here is the time that it could save you. You're eliminating duplicate entry. You're eliminating hours of data entry throughout a week. Mind-numbing, time-wasting, time and energy wasted on duplicate entry going into every single one of the raters. Let's stop doing that. Or in carriers. Let's use a rater just for the simple fact of time. Customers now in the customer journey, they have been spoiled. They want things to be done yesterday. So again, technology, let's just talk about raters for a minute. Let's make sure that even we understand the fact, okay, they're not accurate. Sometimes you have to go into the carriers to firm it up. What we're doing is we are saving time and data entry. Also, another advantage is win or lose, that data is in your management system forever. Having that data could speed up the process in the future because they're going to repeat call, whether it's next year, 2 years, or even 3 years from now. They're going to call back again. So then you'll have it all right there. It's a lot quicker to firm up or to go through, ask them, is this correct? Updating that info is much quicker than collecting the new info. The next thing is to set up the process. It's got to be your people. I want you to think about the customer experience and the quote process has so much to do with your staff in the agency as well. If your team is full of go-getters and tiggers, as we call them in APP world, problem solvers, outside the box thinkers, that's when you're going to get a better quote process because they're passionate about the customer experience. And number 3, I want to talk to you about carriers. You may be thinking, oh, what is carriers? I have to have the carriers. Yeah, you do have to have the carriers. But I think a good mix and the right carriers is going to make the world of difference. It's a crucial decision within your framework of how you choose your carriers. Some of them download, some don't. Some play well with raters, some don't. Some integrate, some don't. Some automate this, some don't. So you got to go through and think about all those things. So before you can set up your process, I want you to think about technology, your people, and your carriers before you get into a process. Now, as you read through this blog and you get into some other things, you're going to see, we'll get into the technical process itself shortly. But I wanted to get into the setup first before we get into the implementation. Easy for me to say, implementation. Oh, all right, guys. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, and I hope you enjoy this blog.